Greetings, everyone. So, the purpose I'm meeting you today is because on 6th of November 2023, the DJS notification has come up for 2023 vacancies. 53 vacancies have been notified by Delhi High Court because Delhi High Court is the body that conducts the examination. So, my purpose with you is to go through the main parts of the notification once. And then if you want any detailed information with respect to the Delhi Judicial Service examination, then you can go to one of my previous videos that in where I have dealt very elaborately about how this examination is conducted, what all things are to be taken care, what is the syllabus for preliminary, for mains, and what we do in interview. Also, that what do you mean by objective type and what is subjective type. If you want anything about that particular aspect, the age relaxation, how does negative marking works, if on all those aspects you want some information, you can visit that video. And if for the today's notification you want certain things to be known, you can you will get in this video itself. So because the time is ripe, the preliminary examination will be conducted on 10th of December. You do not have time, so please be mindful of the fact the period that you have got otherwise to prepare for the examination is roughly 1 month. Roughly 1 month, because today is 6th of November. By 5th it will be 1 month. Today anyhow you will not do anything, but you must start preparing from today or itself, today onwards. Even if you take it from 7th of November, 6th till 6th of November you have 1 month, and then more 2 days is only for the purpose of relaxing, calming yourself down, and also remembering, retrieving what you have learned, because this is the date of preliminary examination, and pre is all about memorizing facts, because if you do not memorize, your analysis will not help you. In preliminary, it is objective type question, it is an MCQ, it is multiple choice question. One answer has to be correct, so you cannot explain that what you mean by your what you mean, or otherwise what you understand, or the comprehension that you have with respect to provisions. It is about that exact word, that exact section number, that exact chapter number, and that exact term that you must remember, or the exact answer that you must mark for the purpose of scoring in preliminary. And it is a very important stage as far as this competition is concerned, and it is coming very soon. They are not giving you time to even read anything through books and other material. So what you can do right now is, whatever notes you have, you must go through that. Notes as in whatever you have prepared, and you have whatever you have read, and then you have written down for yourself that you must remember this, and that too in your language. That will help you right now, because the texture of the question paper in Delhi Judicial Services is mostly conceptual, and also these days they are, from the past few years we can see that they are also asking you factual questions too. They are also asking you factual questions, but you may see that the part of conceptual questions are more, and this will take time. Conceptual questions here means that the questions that will have a paragraph, and then you have to read it, and then you have to analyze, and then you will see that what particular statement is correct with respect to the paragraph that is given under the question. So that takes actually the time and your analysis and the concept that you have learned in that particular provision to which that question pertains. So you cannot avoid doing that. Otherwise, in certain states, facts is the only criteria where you can get the questions. For example, in UP, conceptual questions are less, factual are more. In Bihar, conceptual questions are less, factual are more. In Punjab, it is mixed. In Haryana, it is mixed. In Himachal, it is mixed. More of factual, less of conceptual. These kind of patterns, they actually vary through states through states. But in DJS, conceptual questions are asked mostly. So you must be mindful of the fact, again, that time is very less, and you have to work very hard. The number of hours that you are going to put in every day will determine that if you are going to lead in this particular examination or not. And mind it, even if you are well prepared for Delhi Judicial Services, this 1 month is very, very important for you to stay calm and revise and retrieve whatever you have learned, and to do to check yourself with mock tests, and to do whatever you have not done so far. If there is anything left, this is the time you must complete it, if you understand my point. So pre-examination date has been announced. I've already discussed that with you, and there are a few points that I will discuss more. That is the number of seats. There are 44 existing and 9 anticipated seats this time. Anticipation here means that there are certain member of judicial services which will be promoted, so there will be vacancies. So we anticipate that 9 more seats may get vacant, but right now they are not vacant. So existing is 44 and 9 is anticipated, but hope that anyhow it is not the situation where they will not take you for these 9 seats. They will include that too, because there is a likelihood that the promotions may happen. So be assured that they will take you in these 9 seats too. So, but otherwise you must strive and work hard to go towards the existing seats. And then there is category. Categorically, they have trifurcated the number of seats existing and anticipated for the 3 main categories. That is the general, unreserved, scheduled caste, and the scheduled tribe. They have given you the trifurcation with respect to existing and anticipated seats, wherein you can see that in scheduled tribes there are no anticipated seats. However, the existing seats are 14, so it is good in number. In total there are 53 seats and 34 for unreserved. And you also have persons with disabilities reservation in the aspect. Then the other thing that you have to remember or to see is that the minimum eligibility criteria is to be a citizen of India, and then to also know that person practicing as an advocate in India, you are practicing as an advocate in India, that means enrolled in the bar in India. Enrolled in bar in India. In India, Bar Council of India and then the state bar councils are responsible for the purpose of regulation of this profession. And if you are registered in any state bar council, you are considered to be as practicing in India. Or a person qualified to be admitted as an advocate under the Advocates Act 1961. So that means if you are enrolled in the bar in India, and also, or if you are a law graduate. Now, what is a law graduate? What is an advocate? Everything has been discussed as one of the video, which is the first video. If you see the careers in law, you will see that what is the difference between a law graduate and an advocate. So there you can very well understand, but here I am just giving you in brief that if you are enrolled in any of the state bar council, you will be considered as an advocate. If you have only done your graduation in law, then you will be considered as a law graduate. Even if you are a law graduate, that means your bachelor's of law degree is over. You have passed the final examination, you have got the consolidated mark sheet, or you have got the degree of LLB, then in that case you are considered as a law graduate. That means even if you are not enrolled in the bar, you can give this examination. And even if you are enrolled in the bar and you do not have good years of practice, or maybe you are enrolled in the bar recently, maybe a month ago or 10 days ago or whatsoever, doesn't matter. They are not asking for any years of experience. That means not even a single day of experience has to be shown. You just have to be, because this is the least you can do in the judicial system. Judicial system comprises of several dramatis personae, and law graduation is the minimum criteria. So if you are a law graduate, why you're going a step ahead by with the enrollment in the state bar council? So you can be assured that if you're a law graduate, you are eligible to give this examination. So the minimum criteria is law graduation. So don't worry about the experiences. Here the experience is not required. Then you must be 32 years of age on 1st January. That means you should not be more than 32 years of age on 1st January 2023. If you are 32 years on 1st January 2023, if your birthday falls on 1st January 2023 and you turn 32, you cannot give this examination, because these 3 eligibility criteria must coexist. These are pluses. Pluses means and. You must be citizen of India and a law graduate and not 32. here, not more than 32. So you should not be 32. By when? By 1st January 2023, not the date of notification, because date of notification is today, that is 6th of November 2023. Date of notification is not the date from which they are calculating your age, or from where they want that you should not be 32. It is 1st January 2023, which is good, because after that, if you are turning 32, for example, if on 2nd January you turns 32, you are eligible to give this examination. So even if you have turned 32 yesterday, you are eligible to give this examination. As simple as that. All three must coexist. Then there are age relaxation for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes for 5 years. Then for ex-servicemen and commissioned officers for 5 years. Then person with disabilities in general category 10 years. Person with disabilities in reserved category 15 years. So they have a good window of age relaxation accordingly. So this is something which which you should know very initially. And then to fill the application form, 7th of November 2023 at 10 a.m. the application form will be available to you in the Delhi High Court website, because the Delhi High Court conducts this examination. So it will be available on their website. You can go, fill the particulars, submit with the fees. Fees is 1500 for general and 400 for reserved category. So you can fill in the fee, you can give the fees to them, and this is an online application. This means that nothing will be happening offline. You have to fill all the particulars online, and you can just take the printout, or you can just download the PDF and can keep you for records, but you do not have to send the PDF to anyone. They do not require that PDF to be taken in print and then to be sent offline to them. It is just an online application. Just fill the particulars, submit it, submit the fees, and you are done with it. You will get your admit card whenever it is notified. And the last day is 22nd of November at 17:30. 17:30 here means 5:30 p.m. So 5:30 p.m. 22nd November is the last time when you must submit your application successfully. If you are filling the form that day and something comes up that you're not able to submit it properly and it is 5:30, you will not get the benefit. So kindly be mindful of the fact again that before this day you must submit your application properly. Then which is a very important part, that syllabus, you must know what all subjects will be there that you have to read in the entire 1 month. This 1 month is very crucial for you because there are several subjects here. There are almost 12 law subjects and 2 non-conventional subjects. For example, this is general legal knowledge. Not less than 5 to 10 questions comes from general legal knowledge. So it is a good deal of questions that you are dealt here. In English also, not less than 10 to 15 questions are dealt. So you understand that 25 questions altogether. I'm just giving you a rough idea. It is not fixed. So whatever number of questions I will tell you while dealing with the syllabus, it is not fixed. They can fluctuate, but I'm giving you a rough idea that how much preparation you have to do and how much preparation is won, what is the weightage of the questions dealt in with the syllabus, so that you know that how much pressure you have to put in that particular subject. So general legal knowledge is 10 questions, then English is 15 questions. Together they are 25 questions minimum, or fluctuating 20 to 25 you can say that it will come. I don't think that it is going to go below 25. It may increase but not less. So at least 25 questions will come from these 2 aspects, which are general legal knowledge and English. Now what comes in general legal knowledge, although I have given a glimpse of in that video, but I'm still doing it here because it is a quick video where you can get this information. In general legal knowledge, you must be apprised of, see, not the constitution, but certain general facts. For example, in the previous year, they have asked you a question, how many women judges have been anointed to Supreme Court so far? Now, this is something which becomes an arena of interest. So if you have interest in knowing all these facts become general legal knowledge. For example, they may ask you that who is the longest serving Chief Justice, who is the shortest serving Chief Justice. They may ask you what is the strength of Delhi High Court, strength as in the strength of judges in Delhi High Court, how many judges sit in the Delhi High Court, what do you mean by a constitution bench? Although it belongs to constitution, but again, it is the perspective of understanding having legal knowledge. So there are certain facts which otherwise flow in the system which you must know. For example, they may also ask you that how many uh, Supreme Court judges are directly anointed from the bar. How many advocates have been directly appointed as a Supreme Court judge? They may ask you that till date how many, or maybe they will give you the names. So these kind of facts you must know. This is going to be covered in general legal knowledge. Then English is anyhow very important. In English you will get various variegated question. For example, they may ask you the correction of spelling, they may ask you the correction of statement, they may ask you certain comprehension questions. And related to grammar, there are several aspects to it. So English is also a very important arena, and you see that if you are preparing these two subjects properly, you will have an edge, because 25 question means a lot out of 200 questions. I hope you understand this, that there are 200 questions of 1 mark each. So that means 200 marks, and there will be negative marking too. We will discuss that in the other slide. So 200 questions will be there, 1 mark each, and there is a negative marking of 25%. So 25 questions means a lot in 200, because that becomes 1/8 of it, which is very, very important to take care, and will give you an edge here in this examination. So you cannot abstain from doing these 25 questions or taking care of them. Then there is a list of subjects that you have to do in preliminary with respect to law. For example, first is Constitution of India. A good deal of 15 to 20 questions may come from this. Minimum 15 questions may come from Constitution of India. CPC, not less than 25 to 30 questions. 25 से 30, 25 to 30 questions may come from CPC, because the number of questions are more, and look at the nature of the subjects that they are dealing with. CPC, CRPC, Indian Penal Code and Indian Evidence Act are very, very important. ये 4 subjects पे पूरा टिका होता है, मतलब they are the platform. These 4 subjects are the platform of this examination, and 25 to 30 questions, not less than 20 questions will come from these, each will come from these 4 subjects. For example, CRPC 25 to 30 questions, and I'm not making this up. You can go to the previous year questions and see. If you see the last year question, you will see that 25 to 30 questions have been asked from, again, CRPC. IPC, again, it is 20 to 25 questions, not less than 20 questions each of these subjects. Indian Contract Act, you will get around 10 to 15 questions. So again, important. Limited Liability Partnership, 5 to 8 questions. I think limited liability partnership may also go less. It may go 3 or 4. But see, before we have seen the tendency that Arbitration and Conciliation Act were having not more than 3 to 5 questions. Now, Arbitration and Conciliation Act is having 10 to 15 questions. So the number of questions they ask from these non-conventional subjects. Non-conventional means subjects that are otherwise not read, because arbitration conciliation is asked in only 1 or 2 states. It is not asked in every state. So these does not become very important subjects for us. But in this state, it is important. Then Arbitration and Conciliation Act, you will get around 10 to 15 questions. 10 to 15 questions in Arbitration and Conciliation Act. So that is how you will construct the focus. And these are all total 12 law subjects. There are 12 law subjects, and then 2 general English and general legal knowledge. So altogether there are 14 subjects that you have to take care. Then Indian Evidence Act, not less than 25 to 30 questions. Again, specific relief act, it could be 10 to 15. It may fluctuate, it may go less, it may remain between 10 to 15. Again, Limitation Act, 10 to 15. It may go less, but it may remain between 10 to 15. So accordingly you have to prepare, and these are easy subjects, you can just cram them. Protection of children from sexual offenses, then around 5 to 8 questions you may expect from these aspects. So 25 to 30 questions, 10 to 15 questions, sorry, I said subjects, 10 to 15 questions, then 10 to 15 questions, again limitation, POCSO, 5 to 8 questions. Then from Commercial Courts Act, you may expect 5 questions. So kindly do not 5 to 10 questions you may also put in Commercial Courts Act. So you cannot absolve to leave these subjects in this examination. Kindly be aware of this fact. Commercial Courts Act 10 questions, POCSO 5 to 8 questions, even if you consider to be the maximum 10 questions. Then again, LLP 10 questions, 30 questions are coming from these three. If you do it properly, because people are in tendency, what otherwise students do, they are in tendency of reading only the main subjects. Although yes, 30 questions are coming from them, but you are bound to make silly mistakes. There may be a problem that you may face in attempting conceptual or factual question, depending upon how your mind works with these two questions, because you have to train yourself with both the aspects, memorizing the facts properly with respect to facts and also the concepts. Otherwise, this particular question paper in this particular state becomes little tough. So these three additional subjects, that is Commercial Courts, Protection of Children, POCSO, and the LLP, is not something to be avoided. Not less than 25 to 30 questions will come from these three subjects, according to the analysis of the previous years. I am not extrapolating anything, or I am not asserting anything. I am only extrapolating that might come. So you cannot avoid these three. Generally, what aspirants do, they leave the subjects that they think that are not that important, but they are. Please understand this. So because Commercial Courts Act will not come in mains, so sometimes you might not be so interested, but you kindly keep your interest here in these three subjects. They are very, very important for you. I've given you the window through which you have to work out for the purpose of your questions, that in Indian Penal Code, Evidence Act, CPC, CRPC are very, very important with respect to the number of questions, that the weightage that they have, and then these acts are also very, very important. So kindly prepare accordingly. You cannot leave anything. Then there will be one paper of multiple choice question carrying 200 marks. I've already told you. And there will be 25% of 1/4 negative marking for wrong answer, which is again a very important aspect. There are two aspects that you must remember in this particular case. When you are attempting the question paper of DJS, when you are attempting it through mock test, kindly be very strict with the respect that there are two aspects you have to remember. First is negative marking, and second is minimum qualification. Minimum qualifying criteria. Negative marking is 1/4, that is 25%. If it is 1 mark, that means if you are marking one incorrect, you will lose 0.25 marks, because every question is 1 mark. If you are not marking it correctly, or you have marked incorrectly, if you have not marked at all, it will not be a negative marking, because you have not marked bad. What is the aspect of this? I have dealt in that video. You can see that. I'm not going to delve deep into the aspect that why do they do that. But you must understand, if you have marked any question incorrectly, they will deduct 0.25 marks from your score. That means if you have attempted 50 and 40 are correct, 10 are incorrect, you will score 37.5. Why? Because of the 10 incorrect questions, you will be getting a reduction of 2.5 marks from your total score. Your total score is 40 because you have marked 40 correct, minus 2.5, so 37.5 is your score. This will take a toll on you, because the one who will mark 38 question correctly and no question incorrectly is going to be ahead of you, which is going to be bad. If you have attempted 50, doesn't make sense if someone attempting 38 is above you. You understand? This is very important. We have to work on how to attempt a paper in a negative marking situation. Then there is a minimum qualifying criteria, that is 60% for general and 55% for reserved. That means out of 200, 60% is 120 marks is what you have to score minimum, and out of 200, 55% is 110 marks is what you have to score minimum. This does not make you eligible to sit in mains examination, but this makes you to be eligible to be in the competition. 120 marks is minimum that you require. 110 marks is minimum that you require accordingly for the general and the reserve category. This does not ensure your participation in mains. It only ensures that you be in competition. Competition actually starts after 120, after 110. Once you attain 120, then the competition starts. Otherwise, you are out of the competition. Automatically, you are out if you are 119.75. Even if you are 119.75, you are only behind 120 only by 0.25. You are out of the competition. It actually takes you to the competition, and then you fight with those who are above 120, and then the cutoff comes. I hope you understand this. So that this is minimum that you have to attain. So even if everyone, whoever is giving the examination, everyone is behind 120, they will not select anyone. They will reconduct the examination. So mind it, it is minimum criteria. So these two things are very important while you prepare for this examination, and keep this in mind that you have to be, while you're giving mock tests and all other things, you have to be within, first of all, the minimum qualifying criteria. That means above the minimum qualifying, and then you have to also take care of negative marking. They both work very stringently and is actually responsible to keep you out of the competition. So competition becomes a little tough in DJs. So kindly be very, very alert while you are reading and while you are attempting the question paper. So time is ripe, 1 month, and festivities are also coming. So kindly be more towards preparing for the examination, all the aspirants, and you have to devote not less than 12 to 14 hours a day, because you do not have time to linger on here and there. There are many facts to remember, very major subjects here having good weightage of questions coming in the question paper. So you must look forward for celebrating the festivals permanently from the next year, once you are a judge. So you can adjust your timings and your festivities accordingly. Kindly prepare as much as you can, revise it as much as you can. There should be 2 or 3 rounds of revision for every fact that you are remembering. It must be there in your mind, retrieved properly. You must be calm and composed and quiet. Don't fear anything. And it is not the time right now to fear for that you do not have time. Time is not the problem. The time is only for the purpose of increasing the the labor that you are going to otherwise put in the preparation. So you have to increase your number of hours every day, and then you have to strategize the entire revision module in such a way that you are not wasting your time and you are moving towards the right path. So kindly make a strategy today or by tomorrow and start working on it, that how many subjects you have to take up first, then what subjects are weak, should I take it first, and or should I take it at the last, or should I keep it for the last, where I panic, where I do not panic, what should I leave. Leaving is not the option, but sometimes when you're not so well prepared, you have to see that what things can be managed, how you are going to manage the other subjects. I've told you already, those 3 subjects and those 2 non-conventional subjects are very important, because even if you see 30 plus 25, around 50 questions comes from those 3 law subjects and 2 general knowledge and general English. So they are very important for you. I will see that I can come up with some other videos to assess the previous year questions, and to see that what kind of questions are asked, so that we understand that how to deal with them quickly enough, so that you can start preparing properly. So it will not take time, but yes, it will come in time. Thank you so much for today. This was all about the notification of DJs. We'll come up with some other videos and we'll keep meeting. Thank you.